Hello. Okay, we're gonna attempt a lifetime little, you like my makeshift tripod here. Okay, I should probably use the GoPro and the tripod and everything that my brother-in-law gave me. One of these days I'll do that. I really do want to do that one of these days, or once I get my new phone, hopefully get a tripod for that so I can get some better views and stuff. But anyway, I was just gonna work through a couple things here real quick before I have to go, because I know I was watching a video last night of Dawn's The Minimal Mom. I know I always talk about her. She does some lifetime videos and, you know, decluttering certain things, and it's helpful for me just to kind of see the thought process she goes through to get to her conclusions. I do have some reminders that I write down different things I get when I'm watching one of her videos or someone else's, and they'll say something I'm like, oh, that is helpful to know and to remember, because I have this big picture of having less and managing less, and oh, that sounds great. And then when I settle down to start working through things, it's like sometimes I'll run into this block and I'm not sure what to do with an item or with a handful of items, or I'm just tired and I don't want to do it, but I have some time where I could be working on it. I just know when I do continue to whittle down things periodically, it just makes my chill out time that much more enjoyable. So, and I feel like it helps certain things that I care about more to surface more easily, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I did go through, I'm having to get rid of a bunch of children's clothes, like I mentioned in my video earlier. I thought it was going to be harder than it was. Like I said, Alex helped me go through some stuff, and that was really, really helpful. And we had a lot of fun. And I think just remembering that the most important things are the Lord, each other, some clothes, yeah, shelter, food. But I mean, like, hanging on to clothes from a long time ago, yes, they have memories attached to them and stuff, but that's not what makes life so fun and so important. And it's fun to go look back at pictures. Like, we really like pictures, Alex and I both do. So anyway, I did go through, and I'm gathering a handful of ones from when Remy was little. A lot of them are still in really good condition, but I used them a lot. And just some that my aunt got me, some that other people got me, or that I bought, which, like I said, it's been very few items of clothes and things I've had to buy for my children, which is pretty great. We are so blessed. So, but I did pull a few other items out that I started a video before this one, and then my phone ran out of space, so I had to kind of backtrack and start over. Anyway, just a few pieces that, like, one of my sisters got when I first had Remy, that I'm not gonna get rid of those, but it's a very small amount. And then, like, my aunt made this for Ramelia. I feel like I always forget, she knits, I think. She's made all the children blankets. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of that. Another one of my aunts makes their bath towels. She'll, like, put their names on the bath towels and stuff, so that's really cool. Anyway, so I started working through one box. I got my trash box, my donate box, and my keep box pulled together, which my keep box is kind of broken into two. One of them, well, I say keep, it's more or less donating, because I'm giving a bunch of stuff to the guys, which are our roommates that used to be here at the house, and they rented a house all together. So when I say it's going to the guy's house, it's just the roommates we had before. One of them is Alex's brother, so that's cool. Anyway, so some stuff that they can use at the house, and then things that we're going to have them store, which is really nice that we can have them store things for free for us, but I'm also trying to limit the amount of things that are going up there for them to store, because I just don't want to hang on to a bunch of stuff that they're going to have to store that, honestly, I'm probably going to forget that I'm even having them store. So anyway, so I have my few boxes broken up. I already went through a few of Remy's old clothes. It's hard in some ways, like things like this. Remy wore a lot, and it was really helpful to have. But I know it can be kind of overwhelming. Like, I have some friends that just had baby girls not that long ago, little baby girls, and this is pretty far out in the future. But then again, I kept a handful of things that were quite a bit bigger, even from like when I first had Remy. I still hung on to some stuff, but anyway, I don't know. Some of these things, I also know the feeling of being overwhelmed when it's tricky. Like, people give me clothes and it's a huge blessing. I've kept a lot of them, but then there's times that it's kind of like, I don't know, I just don't want to overwhelm people. I don't know if that makes sense. So some of these are super cute. I'm gonna go and donate them anyway though, because I have to remind myself, one of my reminders that I have on my list here is let someone else get excited about it. Because I remember how I felt when I walked into Goodwill looking for certain things, and I found those things for good deals, and I was super excited about them. So anyway, I'll let someone else get excited about it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working through some of these. This one's really cute. I mean, I think what's tricky too is that it's, one of my sisters gave this to me, and this was a hand-me-down from her daughter. So, you know, again, more and more memories attached to all these clothes. So I hope that this doesn't, maybe I should ask my sister about some of these things first before I get rid of some of these, because I don't want to make her sad that I got rid of some of this stuff if she wants it back. But also I have to keep in mind, like, I can't haul too much stuff around with me, and she understands that too. So I don't know, but I want to respect that. So like this, I'll probably see if one of my friends wants, because again, Remy wore this all the time. This one's so cute. We wore this one a decent amount as well. And they're very practical when it gets chilly. I feel like I'm at my baby shower. Oh, look at this. Oh. Anyway, but I really like this outfit. One of my good friends from church took me shopping one time to buy some new stuff for Remy. It was super sweet. Okay, like this. This is from another one of my sisters that had one of her daughters, or her only daughter. Anyway, gave this to me for Remy. And it's really cute. Like, this might be something I don't know. Like, a couple of these pieces, I'm like, do I hang on to them? I don't know. I think it's definitely okay, obviously, to hang on to a few specific pieces. Anyway, oh my goodness. Okay, this Remy, as a lot of you know, she was a little knee cruiser there for a while, and she blew out the knees. I think I had her wear these, and was it these ones? There was another pair of pants I had her wear. I may have already thrown them away, because I wasn't going to let her ruin all of her pants during this phase. It was so funny, but she would just cruise around on her knees before she started walking. So these are kind of like, this is a fun memory. I'm probably not going to keep them. I forgot I even had them. The fact that I've kept them this long is kind of funny. So I'm going to go ahead and toss these. There's my trash. Anyway, so yeah, I'll keep chucking away at this. I'm going to have to get ready to go here soon anyway. I don't know if that was helpful to anyone. And if not, that's okay. I guess the reason I was doing it is because, like I mentioned, it can just be helpful to watch people do things in lifetime and kind of watch their thought process behind it all. A couple of things I've recently come across that are helpful is, in some ways, for certain items, and I know some people might disagree with me on a handful of these things, but it might be a bigger mistake to keep the item if I'm not using it, if I'm not going to use it soon. Yes, there are certain exceptions, absolutely. But some things, again, like I said, I have to remind myself how excited I was when I found some of these items at Goodwill that they were a find, they were a good score. And I want to let someone else have the opportunity to get excited about it. So, and keeping in mind as I'm getting ready for things and working through things, what things do I value most? Just more mental space and energy, something I've been listening to a little bit, that on the one hand, I think you need to have balance with this, but I've heard people talk about the silent to-do list, that the more stuff you have, I feel like the bigger that list can get. And I try not to dive into this kind of stuff too much, but there have been some scientific studies done on some of these things that you know, you have like dirty pans sitting around that you haven't put away, laundry you haven't washed or you know, dried or folded and put away, things that are dirty, things that are just sitting out all over the floor, whatever the thing might be. They did a few tests and studies, and women definitely focus or like are aware of those things a lot more than men and children, which doesn't surprise me because, you know, typically we're the keeper of the house and we run the household as far as housekeeping, laundry, cooking, all those things. So, if you think about it this way, having less that you have to manage, it's like there's just less that you'll have to clean up. Like, for example, toys, like there's times we'll get toys or I'll pull something out of the old toy box and they'll play with it for a little bit, but then I'm like, this is why I put it in the box, and they haven't asked for it in forever until I came across it and pulled it back out. Like, they'll play for it for a little bit and then it'll end up on the floor and no one cares about it, you know? Anyway, so I'm sort of all over the board here with this decluttering video, but yeah, I just wanted to test it out. Feels a little weird. I feel like I need to like work through things faster, but then again, I feel like I need to keep in mind it's almost like I'm talking to a friend while I'm, you know, or sister or someone while I'm working through this stuff. One last thing that is this hard for me. So this was given to me from, was this my mom's or my grandma? Anyway, this is the color of my birth month. And I kind of just want to get rid of it. It's broken. The wings have fallen off. The head has fallen off. But it's, like I said, so Christmas time, I don't know if this was in my last video, but the one I deleted. Christmas time, there's so many like, you know, specific special memories and just smells and various things that make me think of Christmas time and make me really happy. And I do remember, like, you know, looking for my little angel on the tree growing up, and I'm like, oh, there it is, it's like so exciting. I don't know why I was so excited. It was just exciting. I loved it when we pulled all the Christmas books out. Like my mom and dad would keep the Christmas books, you know, tucked away with all the Christmas stuff, and then they would come out at Christmas time, and I'm kind of glad they did that because they just made those books that much more fun. There was one about a candy cane, and I think it had a story of, like, you know, the birth of Jesus and stuff behind it, and that was kind of fun. But anyway, all that to say, these kinds of things, yes, I could fix it up and I could keep it, but right now with how much we're traveling around and moving around, and I don't have a lot of space to bring a lot of stuff with me, so therefore, if I do keep my tree with me, it's a small tree. I guess I could just get rid of the tree and down the road get a bigger tree, or, you know, get a live tree, a bigger one. And I could keep this for that reason. So, like, this is something I haven't decided on yet. I can't help but think about a couple of my siblings, you know who you are, who are like, don't throw it away, you can't throw it away. And then I know I have some other siblings that are like, you know, yeah, you have the memories in your heart. Maybe there's some pictures of it. You can take a picture with it and then part with it, and it'll be okay. I'm somewhere in the middle of those things. So anyway, I'm not really sure why I shared that with you, but I don't know. Yeah, there's just something that the lady I watch, she always says is like, you're doing a good job. You're making progress. And some of the decisions that are harder to make, at least I give you permission, save it for another day, and have your good reminders and, you know, ready and in front of you when you're getting ready to tackle, you know, those harder items. I've heard it's much easier. Take care of the trash first. Take care of the easier items first. Like yesterday when Alex was helping me work through things, I would look at a box and I'm like, let's start with no, we're not going to start with that one. Or we'd start into it and we would run into a disagreement about something, and I'd be like, you know, because I'm like, well, I need to keep it because of like this or that. And he's like, he just kind of gives me this look like, and for what? And I'm like, we'll talk about this later. Let's shelf that and let's move to an easier box. Because there's some things I feel like I kind of want to work through on my own. There's one in particular, I think it was like a shirt and a jacket. There were certain things that I was just like, no, I want to keep this. But he kind of helped me realize, like, we have 3 we're looking at keeping. Like, we don't need all of them. Okay, you're right. And again, like I mentioned earlier this morning, it's when I have more options, it's just, it takes me longer to get ready for getting ready to head out the door for something. So anyway, I need to bring this video to a close. My children are waking up and we got to go somewhere. So Anyway, I love y'all very much, and yeah, I will catch you later.